Hi, everyone, and welcome to Poetry Street. My name is Chip Williford, and I'm the director of Poetry Street, and also I'm the Suffolk County Poet Laureate, which I'm so happy for. Poetry Street is the room without a roof where every voice is heard, and a lot of people come here for the first time, and we welcome everyone because everyone is welcome. Poetry does belong to everyone. We're so happy to have Jen Senft here today, filling in for Maggie Bloomfield. We'd like to start with the land welcoming. New York City, Long Island has always been the gathering and trading place for the many indigenous people. Poetry Street and Poetry Street on the Road acknowledge that we are guests on this land. Poetry Street and Poetry Street on the Road is situated on the ancestral and unceded lands of the indigenous people. We have the Lenape, who are the original caretakers, also the Canarsie, the Shinnecock, Montaukett, the Reckonawalk, the Maasai, and the Haudenosaunee, and we acknowledge and respect the many indigenous people who live on this land and continue to make ongoing contributions. And now I would like to bring up Jen Senft. Let's give her a hand. And thank you everyone on Zoom. We're so happy to have you. We have some great features. Okay, Jen Senft. Thanks. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm filling in for Maggie, like Chip said, so I don't know what I'm doing. But so afterwards, we are having cookies and brownies up front because it is the 11th anniversary of Poetry Street. And hey, Barbara, and also Chip just became our poet laureate, so we want to celebrate him too. Couldn't go to a better person. And also we have up there slips of paper for the community poem. So you'll see up there, write one line of poetry and then put it in the jar. And then either Maggie or I will turn your lines of poetry into a poem for next month. And the people on Zoom will do that too. Yes, Claire, is that true?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So everybody will write one line of poetry, and I wrote the community poem from last month's lines of poetry. I'll read it if I didn't lose it. Okay, so this is what's going to happen to yours next month. All right. So these are the lines. If you were here last month, you'll recognize what you wrote. We climbed the water tower, sipping from the fountain of life, hoping for a place where those assemble for good, if only rain could wash the lies away. The trees move in the driving rain, descending in a sea of millions of scales. The poets speak on the great gray poet's birthday, and so the Canadian geese are angry. The line starts around the block. I just want to say that was so interesting to me because I was sitting there with the slips of paper and I wrote this out and I was thinking this would have come out so differently if Maggie had used the exact same lines. It was just a really cool experience. Okay, so I'm not sure if I'm forgetting anything. We've got the community poem, the 11th anniversary, Chip. Chip is going to introduce our features. So each feature will speak for 20. We have two people, 20 minutes. Chip will tell us this, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then we'll do an open mic.
All right, thank you so much, Jen. Isn't she doing a great job? Come on now. Yes, she is. This is such a loving place. You know, Poetry Street started 11 years ago as a part of the Jumpstart program to revitalize downtown Riverhead. They wanted to put our space in a business, and we were at the Blue Duck Bakery for a long time, and we loved it there. And then COVID hit, and well, actually, Blue Duck closed.
50 grand.
And then COVID hit, and we found our home at the Riverhead Public Library, and we're so happy to be here. It's a wonderful staff here, and we're so glad about that. So let's give it up for 11 years, all right? Okay, Coyote Lee is our first feature. She's a singer, actress, and writer. Although she grew up in the church and in school starting at the age of 6 as a gospel singer and actress, she started her time in entertainment professionally at the Apollo Theater in 2008. That's right, that's a big wow. From there, she has worked behind the scenes as a production assistant, stagehand, and grew up to be stage manager and sometimes assistant director in off-Broadway shows. Although her passion has always been to be an entertainer and push herself to learn and perform just about anything on stage and film, even being a stunt double. She learned early that less than 10% of artists have the experience or knowledge to work behind the scenes on creative teams to build the show and stage setting they perform on. You know, she's a real pro, and also she does that. This is not in her bio, but because I know her, I'm going to say it anyway. You know how you like hang from those um, curtains and stuff? Yeah, you're jealous, Coyote, but you know, she's a daredevil. I really love her. Okay, so Coyote writes songs, poetry, and other people stories who may not always know how to tell their own stories. So today she brings us another opportunity to indulge in some of her spoken word pieces. Talent is her language, and as she sharpens her craft as a writer and singer in front of the audience, such as yourselves, she continues to grow and accomplish new talents such as modeling and public speaking, film editing, and content creator. Her journey is an intriguing one to watch as she never disappoints, and that's for sure. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from Washington, D.C., Coyote Lee.
Thank you, Chip. Thank you, everybody. Hello, Poetry Street. Hello, it's so cool to be here again. Wow, it's been a couple years. I'm going to open up with a little freestyle, and then I would like to read a piece by Nikki Giovanni. May she rest in peace. I don't know if everybody knows this now, they should, but Nikki Giovanni has passed, so I'm going to honor her by reading a piece of her, one of her poems. This piece that I'm starting off with is I am not a poet. I'm not a poet. No, I can't challenge you to challenge me to call me a poet. A poet? That means that I have to make things rhyme. I have to make people feel all good inside. I got to make them feel warm and fuzzy and hugged and cuddled just like a blanket. I'm not a blanket. I'm not here to make you comfortable. I'm not always here to make you happy. Sometimes I'm here simply just to give you the black and white facts. And most times, probably 85% of the time, I'm here to express how those facts affect people. I am a spoken word artist at best, but right here, I'm just here to express. I'm not a poet. Don't call me a poet. I didn't get an award for that. I didn't get awarded things about holding peace and stopping controversies. No, I am the controversy because life is life and I have to talk about it. Somebody does. We can't all be in fear or be afraid to talk about what's happening right in front of us and infecting all of us. But, you know, we don't want to affect the balance of life. Cause and effect. That's where I am. If you want to say that a poet is in between the cause and the effect, you can say that about me, but I'm still not a poet. It's nothing different about you, and it's not much different about me from you. So if things affect us, if things make our skin crawl, if things make us overjoyed and happy, and if we can fall in love with something that looks nothing like us, then there's lots of things to express and talk about. So again, I'm not a poet. A spoken word artist at best. Thank you. So, and please forgive me. I can't hear everything and everybody, but I do see the responses. So I don't mean to rush past anything. So now I'll move on to the next piece, which is, and bear with me because I am switching screens. The next piece, literally called Poetry. And I didn't even realize that I've read this poem many times by Nikki Giovanni, but I didn't realize it was called poetry. So I'll be reading a poem by Nikki called Poetry. Poetry is motion, graceful as a fawn, gentle as a teardrop, strong like the eye finding peace in a crowded room. We poets tend to think our words are golden. Though emotion speaks too loudly to be defined, though emotion speaks too loudly to be defined by silence, sometimes after midnight or just before the dawn, we sit, typewriter in hand, pulling loneliness around us, forgetting our lovers or children who are sleeping, ignoring the weary wariness of our own logic to compose a poem. No one understands it. It never says, love me, for poets are beyond love. It never says, accept me, for poems seek not acceptance, but controversy. It only says, I am, and therefore I concede that you are too. A poem is pure energy, horizontally contained between the mind of the poet and the ear of the reader. If it does not sing, discard the ear, for poetry is song. If it does not delight, discard the heart, for poetry is joy. If it does not inform, then close off the brain, for it is dead. If it cannot heed the insistent message that life is precious, which is all we poets wrapped in our loneliness are trying to say. Okay. And wow, I thought that one was longer. Okay. So now I'm going to move on to another piece. And I'm not here to rush anything, but I do want to pass over the mic in just a moment. I was actually on my way to you all, by the way. I was on my way and I got the times wrong. And Chip saved me and said, sit still and get on Zoom. So I'm realigning and redirecting right now to get, to stay focused as I go in between screens. So please bear with me. Okay. All right, so this next piece, I call it Fugacious Desiderium. Sometimes I don't know about you all, but I feel like someone else probably does, but sometimes I like to look up new words in the dictionary for fun, right? Like just look it up just to see the different ways of expressing ourselves or the big words that I didn't have to study in college or high school, right? So sometimes I will look up big words in the dictionary just to know how to spell it sometimes, right? And keep up with conversations that may be new to me. So in doing that practice, I created this poem with a couple of words that I never heard before and said, I'm gonna figure out how to use this properly. And a poem came out of it. So this one is called, as I said, Fugacious Desiderium. And if there is someone who wants to correct me on how to say these words, I'm very open to it. So, okay. So, I have a too great or extreme to be expressed or described in words, a desire or a longing for something absent. This one is deep. It's almost a feeling of grief or a longing or a wish. And yet it passed so quickly, like a flower falling soon after it's blooming. It left me wondering. In an intellectual, higher learning or professionally correct way to describe it, I have finally experienced an ineffable desiderium of a fugacious love. I felt what it was to be in love. An ineffable desiderium of fugacious love. The fugacious part is still leaving me heavy. See, it happened so fast, it was taken away so quickly after it bloomed that it left me fractured. No one really explained that love can do that as you grow up. When we have children and when we're around children, we just want them to be kids. You ain't gotta be an adult right now. Nobody told a kid that, hey, once you're an adult, you can't be a kid no more. So when it comes down to falling in love, falling in finances, falling in life, you not breaking that down so early. And then one day, love happens and you have no idea how to explain what's about to happen to this baby. You just got to take it one step at a time. So for me, when it finally happened, it left me fractured. I see how people end up in jail over crimes of passion. Don't get me wrong. Some of them are hurting people and others. Well, then there were other people that simply had broken hearts, that had no outlet, no sense of rash, no sense of self-control, or in my case, sometimes no reciprocation at first. Patience, patience, patience. This is where I had to learn patience. I didn't know I wasn't patient before. Lord, I know what patience is now because I had to learn the patience of, I'm here and I know you'll meet me halfway, at least. But some people are scared to make that move. I wasn't. When I figured it out, I said, I'm running to you. And then I had to realize she ain't ready to run yet. So you got to wait. The only reason I stand here still in this desiderium is because that feeling, as unconditional as it is, was met with patience and understanding and an absolute thought, hell, an instinct that said, if I finally found the person who makes me happy, even when I'm pissed, irritated, and annoyed, if I finally found the face I could wake up and go to sleep to every day, then why would I want to try and find someone else similar? Why would I do that when you're finally here? My mind said, without talking to me first, we're no longer available for dating. I found my spouse, and I'll be right here when they figure out who I am. That is the drive that made me say, I can endure anything, anything, even you pushing me away out of fear, out of doubt, out of grief, out of a loss of true love long before you met me. I'm patient, even understanding that you have things to work on before you can say, I do to me. I'm patient. Because my heart had to update my mind. The reason why my body was no longer available nor moved by anything that could be attracted to me, I found a fugacious desiderium. I found an ineffable, fugacious desiderium. I fell in love. My whole existence decided that I choose you. And even if I didn't figure it out sooner, my heart knew you are my person. You're not here at the moment because you're chasing your dreams. And yet, although you said not right now, since the day we met, you haven't let a day go by where I didn't start my day with your call and I didn't end my night with your voice. You became a part of my daily beginning and end. So to be your friend, to be your go-to, that's not hard. It's just an ineffable desiderium of a fugacious love. Thank you.
Loving it, loving it.
You have more, right?
You said about 15 minutes.
Give me one more. Give me one more before you leave.
Okay.
And you coming back later, but give me one more. I dare you.
You dare me? Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, no. Why not? Okay.
Sing us a song.
You said a what? Say it one more time.
Sing us a song.
You said a song. See, now they don't even want a poetry. Okay. So, okay. All right. Well, I was gonna save this for later, but I'll do this one now. I got plenty of more. This one is called I Am Today's Poetry Street.
Wow, all right.
And feel free, yes, to use this later if you do want to. I am today's poetry street. Me. I am one version of the representation of the rainbow of the poetry street that came before me. I am a dream in fruition. I am somebody's legacy. I am something that someone worked for. I am the poem that someone said, even if we have 1 hour here, I just want to speak for 30 seconds. I am today's poetry street. I am the voice that someone before me said, I don't know how to use. I am the words that someone before me said, this is what I am after the struggle. I am the freedom of the volume of every voice that was here before me. I am the right of the 2 feet that gets to stand at this mic and express myself. I am today's poetry street. I am not Black. I am not white. I'm not Puerto Rican. I'm not a Moor. I am not anyone's color. I am simply expression, and I am the feeling and the right of someone's equal right to stand here and speak. I am today's poetry street. I have some hip to my hop, and I got plenty of jazz to the way how I talk. And I hope that everything I say welcomes the next person the way how the last person welcomed me. I am today's poetry street. And as for tomorrow's poetry street, I have no idea what he and she will look like. But I do hope that they look back and they say, I want to be like her. I want to be like him. And I want to be like them. I hope that tomorrow's poetry street looks at today's poetry street and sees the expectation and the representation. And I hope they have pride in it, the way how I did the first time I was in it. I am today's poetry street. I am not Black. I am not white. I am not Puerto Rican. I am not a Moor. I am no one's color. I'm just the rainbow that has the right to stand here and express myself. I am today's poetry street.
Wow, 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 wow. Oh my goodness. You know what? It's been too doggone long, girl. You got to come on back home. We miss you, and thank you so much for that beautiful. You talked about the rainbow. Happy Pride, everybody. Yes. Come on. Happy Pride. Pride Month. Happy Black African American Music Month. Juneteenth. And Men's Mental Health Month. Okay, so thank you so much, Coyote, and we're going to hear back from you a little bit later on. Now it is my distinct honor to introduce the Hempstead Poet Laureate, Dr. Lindamichelle Baron. A former New York public school teacher, earned her master's degree in reading and her doctorate in cross-categorical studies from Columbia University Teachers College. Dr. Baron is presently chair of the Department of Teachers Education at York College, CUNY in New York City, and president of Harlem Jack Publication and Education Counseling Firm for over 20 years as an author and poet. Dr. Baron's pen name books include The Sun Is On, listed as a recommended book for New York State middle schools, Rhythm and Dues, For the Love of Life, Anthony Ant and Gladys Grasshopper. Wow, that sounds interesting. No More Chocolate Chips, what? And The Lion and the Man, a fable, and her work has also appeared in several anthologies for children and adults. She received numerous awards. In 2023, Dr. Baron was named Hempstead's Poet Laureate, which we are so happy for, and she is incredible. In 2013, she was awarded Educator of the Year by the Middle School Principal Association in 2008. She was designated one of the 25 influential Black women in business by Network Journal. Dr. Baron lives in Hempstead, New York. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Lindamichelle Baron.
Oh my goodness. I am more excited about being here. I get to share poetry a lot, but I don't get to hear such awesome presentations of poetry. I am so thankful to be here and honored to be with you, Coyote. What a gift. Thank you for the gift of sharing one of my favorite poets, Nikki Giovanni. I was going to be a lot of people when I grow up. I started with being Langston Hughes, then Nikki Giovanni, then I was going to be Maya. I just going to have to be me. but all of the collective of them, and now I have to add you to the list of awesome people. Thank you so much. Um, I'm here with some of my favorite people. Paula Kersey's here. Chip is my new best friend. I got all these really awesome folks in my life, in my poetic life. And so I'm going to share a few. In fact, let me make sure I keep track of the time as well, so I can honor it as my sister just did. Um, so one of the poems I start with, listen, I should start with the Langston poems, and you start with the Nikki. I had to say, I love, what a lot of my poetry has, like the rhythm and the flow. I ain't as, Langston got some stuff, but one that I loved was called Life is Fine. He went down to the river, sat down by the bank. He tried to think, but he couldn't, so he jumped in and he sank. He looked up once and he hollered. He looked up twice and he cried. If it hadn't been so cold down there, he might have sunk and died, but it was cold down there. It was cold. So he took an elevator 15 floors above the ground. He thought about his baby and he thought he would jump down. He looked down once and he hollered. He looked down twice and he cried. If it hadn't been so high up there, he might have sunk and died, but it was high up there. It was high. So since I'm still here living, I guess I will live on. I could have died for love, but for living I was born. So you may hear me holler and you just may see me cry, but I'll be dog sweet baby if you're going to see me die, because life is fine. Fine as wine. Life is fine. You made me do one of my fun poems. Thank you so much. I enjoy, I think what I took from him is the rhythm and the mind. He was of the Harlem Renaissance. I think I'm like trying to be a crossover from the Harlem Renaissance to the Black arts movement, through the spoken word a little bit of here, and into trying to put a little rhythm and rap. So I'm trying to be all of those things. And I don't know, I think as a poet, we don't try to be nothing. We just be us. That's what I be. So I'm bringing the be of me to this street. So thank you. I'm going to share. I have one. I think Paula Kersey likes this one, because it celebrates me. I often talk about being old. I love being old. This getting the old stuff. I don't care what you're going to do. Tell my mother, what? If I say and do, I can do whatever. And I am loving old. Listen, if you ain't going to be getting old, you're going to be getting dead. So I'm just going to enjoy being old. And I try to tell everybody, now I can tell everybody, don't even say I'm old. Say I'm a fine old lady. Don't just call me old. I'm just telling you how to, that's what I love. So I wrote one called A Better Me. And I think we all have to be better, whoever we are. We're at a time. And Coyote, you really addressed some of that in your work, even from sharing from Nikki about a time such as this. We didn't even know. We thought we were the worst of times. And we have a situation where they're trying to bring worse times to us. But but we are too bad for that. And I'm becoming a better, more awesome me. And it says, I'm living life every minute, not looking back, just being in it, because old comes quick. That's what I know. I feel too young to take it slow. I'm not all I'm supposed to be from who you are and what you see, but I'm becoming a better, badder, more awesome me. I'm not worried about my shape or face. My hair defies time and space. No, girl, not like you, Coyote. Now you making me mess up. Yeah. It can be gray down to the root, but I don't have to be young to think I'm cute. Dark spots speckle my skin, but I'm rocking the skin I'm in. I won't be quiet. I won't be still. I'm going to be and do just what I will. I don't have to be the ultimate beauty or strut around the perfect booty. My cellulite can crack and crinkle. My body can become one big wrinkle, but I talk that talk clear and smooth. I walk my talk with every move. My body is shrinking, but I'm not small. My essence is straight up, proud and tall. I'm not all you want me to be from who you are and what you see, but I'm becoming a better, more awesome me. So that's, that's one I've decided that I'm putting out a book that poetry. Some of it is poems that I've written over the last few years, and some I'm calling my legacy poems, poems that people already have known. This is one of my newer poems, but the book I'm going to have out is called Just Saying. They say that's what I say all the time. I start talking, I say, just saying. So that will be the book, and this poem and some of my others will be in. One of the poems that's a legacy poem that I have to share because so much of me is the music of me, and Coyote and others. I have not I can't sing. It ain't no choice. Look, I have rhythm, I have soul, I have a voice that people think is bluesy, not one note strapped to my back. But I know God knows if I could sing, I wouldn't be poetizing right now. I'd be singing. That's what I'd be doing. I'd be like, ah. So one of the poems I wrote is really kind of defining the me of me, the improvisational me. It's called If I Were Music, and I think you'll enjoy this little short one. Says, if I were music, I'd be jazz. So real, you'd feel my pure pizzazz, snazzy, jazzy, boiling ice. I'd never play the same way twice. When he made me, God closed his eyes, heard the music, and improvised. Well, wait. So now I want you all to help me. This is the closest I get to singing. So you're all you put a little rhythm. I'm gonna go. You can open your mic, put a little, because I want a little rhythm or something. Because I'm gonna do it like, if I were music, I'd be jazz. So real, you feel my pure pizzazz. Jazzy, a boy. Come on, I never when he made me those I heard the music and improvise. Boom, boom. Thank you. I'm enjoying you all, enjoying the music of me. I had to do one. I wrote this a while ago, not knowing that it would be so appropriate for this time. It's called The Lie on the 4th of July, and it's in recognition of a time such as this. And, I think that's referencing the Bible, Esther in the Bible, who is here for a time such as this. And I do believe we as poets, all of us, the collective of us, are here for a time such as this. So this poem is one that I guess is appropriate because, next week is the 4th of July. And I said, there's a lie on the 4th of July. If you don't want to see it, you close one eye. You pretend to be in the land of the free. Make believe what you've done is fair, all the while making reality disappear. You obfuscate Got one of them words for you. Obfuscate the truth with supposes, reinvent and implant facts with dishonesties and dope noses. You turn history into fantasies and mysteries. Instead of telling straight up truth, you deny documented proof. You write our stories with invisible ink, then try to hypnotize the entire world not to think. You use rancid race-based traditions to ban, ignore, and rewrite realistic editions. You obliterate the truth with new laws not to teach it. You misappropriate what's Black so you can bleach it. Abracadabra, hocus pocus. You place the whole world out of focus. You shut your other eye to blind yourself with the lie. Mm. Oh, say, can you see? You don't see the collective in we. In our country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, you only see I. In the independence you attempt to deny while celebrating the 4th of July. Mm. So thank you. I have I think these two, I think I have enough time for these two. Yeah. They're in tandem. I wrote this poem. I'm an educator. I'm at York College and I teach what they call pre-service educators, those who are going to teach our children. And I am going to tell you that is the wealth. That is our wealth. We got to take care of our children. That's just the mind, body, and spirit. And so I took it as a obligation to connect with them. And when I first started, I couldn't always reach, or I had all the will in the world, but I didn't have all the skill in the world. And sometimes the skill has to just come out of love and care and saying, I'm going to do everything possible. And so I wrote this poem in honor of some of the young men who really don't know who they are, and I guess I may even dedicate it to my nephew, who is that's another story. We'll tell that story another time. But it says, "You talking to me," and in this particular poem, I'm speaking from the perspective of probably a young man on the street, and he says, "You talking to me? You trying to buy me with lollipops? I can buy and sell you and still pay the cops. Oh, you asking me how old am I? Ask your mama unless you want to die. Oh, you talking to me? I'm old enough, so don't ask my age. What I make in a week beats your whole year's wage. When I go out, it's not to play. Go ahead, mess with me and make my day. Oh, you talking to me? Don't even think about my size. I carry something that will equalize. I'm not worried about being tall. My game ain't about no basketball. Are you talking to me? I don't talk loud. I don't have to shout. I don't like how you look. I just take you out. Nah, you're not talking to me. Mm. Mm. Now, I usually write all this positive, uplifting stuff. That's what I'm known for. But the kids, when I go into the schools, and I go through many of the schools out in Long Island, in the city, really, I've been across the country. And no matter where I am, all the positive, they don't say do that again. They say, oh, Miss Dr. Lady, that's do that poem again. The one with the attitude. So I had to do a part two. I couldn't leave it there. And part two is like from the perspective, I guess, of me as an adult, as a caring adult, a loving adult, an educator, a mother, whomever, someone who really cares and says, yes, I'm talking to you. I hear your brags and I see your name brand rags. You're obviously money obsessed, but I'm not impressed. I'm talking to you. Oh, it's clear to me you're a serious dude. I can hear your attitude. But I have absolutely no doubt that you can take me out. But yes, I'm talking to you. I know you never raise your voice. Weapons are your words of choice. A gun, machete, a fist, a knife, or one of your dogs will take my life. But yes, I'm talking to you. I'm taking the risk because it's possible I'm partially responsible. I might have missed the beat that could have kept you off the street. Maybe you needed a different interaction, and I was present, but missing in action. I don't know what has occurred. I know I spoke. Who knows what you heard? So yes, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you, but I don't know what to say. Can we talk? And my last one, I think I'm still within the time period. Um, that one yeah. So my last one is one that I wrote for my young ladies. I want our young ladies to know they're more than what they look like and what the men they allow the men to treat them like a piece of meat, and they're presenting themselves as something that is less than who they are. So this poem is written for a young lady I saw who, when a young man was trying to leer at her and diss her with his interactions, and she was so impressed. I was trying to, be a blocker, and she was not having it. And the man was like, yo, 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 I'm the man. I said, oh, heck no. And so this last poem for right now is really saying, no, no, because he was talking about he the power. He got the power. He wasn't just talking about gender issues. This wasn't a gender thing. This was a power thing. So I said, I don't have to live large to know I'm in charge. I know where I stand. I live with a purpose and a plan. So I say, hey, I'm the man. Oh, I don't mean I like women or I have to act rough. I like to get pretty and strut my stuff. But I know where I stand. If I fall, I stand where I land. So I say, hey, I'm the man. I have not gone insane. Woman is my name, but I won't give up my self control or place my dignity on hold. I will take a stand and get what I demand. There is no I can't, just I can. So I say, hey, I'm the man. I'm definitely a she, but I see beyond the gender of me. I'm not on your case. I don't want to take your place, but I've made a decision to elevate my position. I have the power. This is my hour. I'm in control. So don't assign me a role. I'm not playing a game. So don't call me out my name. It's about me and the higher authority. We walk hand in hand. So I say, hey, I'm the man. But it's not just about me. It's about we. We have the power. This is our hour to take control of our mind, body, and soul. Together we stand with a purpose and a plan. Then we be the man. Yeah, we be the man. Yeah, we be the man.
Wow, let's give it up again for Lindamichelle Baron.
Thank you.
We
Thank
be
you.
the
I'm
man.
loving this. I can't wait to hear the other poets. I'm loving it.
This
Thank
is just so awesome. Such powerful speakers. Oh my gosh, such beautiful Black women. Yes, I just love you both so very much. Okay, we're going to start our open mic now. Thank you so much for that. And we're going to bring you back at the end of the open mic. We're going to start our open mic, and we're going to start with Barbara Ann Branca. All right, yes. Ah. Here she comes. You know, let me just tell you a little bit about Barbara Ann Brocker. You are not going to be disappointed. She is an entertainer. She is amazing, and you never know what she's going to pull out. But here she is, y'all. Get ready, buckle your seatbelts. Love this lady.
I love you, Chip. I'm so proud of Chip. I'm so proud of Chip because he's doing his thing. I think this is so terrific. I feel like having a poet laureate that has been embraced by Poetry Street and now will take the rest of Suffolk County by storm. So I'm going to do something that's new, that's kind of political. I hope you don't mind. And then I'll follow with something that's soft and cuddly and environmental. Flag. You're a grand old flag, you're a high-flying flag, and forever in peace may you wave. George M. Cohan. Plant the flag, wave the flag, capture the flag, flag pin, tattered flag, upside down flag, distressed flag, false flag, wrap yourself in a flag, sign the flag, give me my flag back. It's the emblem of the land I love, the home of the free and the brave. Who deserves a flag? A gold star mother who's lost her son, a hero behind enemy lines who's on the run. But we're not really at war now, except for a made-up one, pitting many immigrants who work hard against riot-geared troops of the National Guard. Who deserves a flag? I remember my mother as the bugler played taps, the color guard folding the colonel's flag, putting it on her lap. Solemn moments of personal history, weeping with pride and somber mystery. Or 300 paratroopers from Fort Bragg's 82nd Airborne jumping out of the sky in waves. As me, an Army brat in the USO, greets them with a flag and thanks them for the sacrifices made. Where there's never a boast or brag. Well, yes, there was bragging as hand-picked telegenic soldiers in Fort Bragg were goaded into booing former Constitution-abiding presidents and governors. I remember our Cold War classrooms where we said the pledge, then practiced duck and cover under every desk and ledge. You're a grand old flag. These images of Americana have gone from Norman Rockwellian to George Orwellian. As a would-be king morphs peaceful protests into an open rebellion, calling in Marines now for more support, furthering imagined threats and truth it distorts. Elected officials murdered and handcuffed. What the? Meanwhile, tanks and troops sputter along the rainy capital streets, watching our tax dollars spin off a helicopter rotor to scare and subdue every potential voter. And a world away, missiles fly, people die. And he's the one presented with the folded flag and doesn't even know what side he's on. The whole world is watching us. He guts our Constitution, rips open the heart of every institution, sell off millions of acres of America to the highest bidder. How can we get rid of him? When I was young, I wanted to buck the establishment, question authority, not stomp on the Bill of Rights and throw away the key. Who's showing his true colors now, and who deserves a flag? Every heart beats true for the red, white, and blue. Resistance starts with me and you.
All right.
You've got the Constitution right there.
That's our rule book.
Okay, that is the rule book. So I want to do something sweet. And also, a friend of mine is here that knows me as like the environmental person here. So through the channel, the bay like glass till the channel appears. I silently glide over dark wake, Cross to the flats, let the kayak drift. I am nobody. I am everything. Jellyfish, Medusa pulses by. We are ancient. Put into Gull Island, hundreds crying, I sing with the birds. Swaying eelgrass keeps time, rack line of oysters, scallops, mussels, moon snails, biggest plates, surf clams, razor clams, bright jingles, glint gold. Softly paddle back, the curve of beach, cacophony of birds recede in the distance. Perfect sky meets perfect water. A ladybird beetle lands on me. I'm already so lucky. Thank you. And those features, wow, powerful.
Thank you so much, Barbara. You know, you reminded me of someone in that White House over there. Anyway, I'm going to do a haiku, so 575, and I'm going to do it backwards. Blocking all access, avalanche of hateful words, dominoes falling. Now I'll do it forward. Dominoes falling, avalanche of hateful words, blocking all access. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I will bring in to Jen Senft.
Features were awesome. Thank you. So we'll do about 3 people in here, and then we'll go up to Zoom and we'll get a few people to read from there. First, we have Warren McKnight.
I'm 81 years old, and okay, get right to my my poem here. Actually, it's about letters I'm writing to my elected officials, but I can't remember the person's name I'm writing about. This one is writing to my assemblywoman. Dear Jody, it saddens me that a terrific public servant like you has to put up with a person who uses name calling, intimidation, stereotypes, and lack of due process consistently. So I can't remember that person's name, but maybe somebody, don't even have to mention any name, because my wife, I'm a widower, she said, don't judge people, you don't have time to love them. So I'm trying to not judge people, but we all judge on what we do, how we act. And what can we do in our society? We could just say, Martin Luther King said, should judge a person by the character and fiber of the person. So that's what we have to do. And we have to, again, like Martin Luther King said, we have to love one another. Mahatma Gandhi said the same thing, but we have to point out that we are judged by what we do and how we do it. And just briefly, I just want to get right to the point. Let me know if 3 minutes are up. This is when I went to history school when I was a boy. History I didn't learn about in school. In 1619, the first African-American human beings were brought to this country by the ship, the White Lion. They were used as slave labor. They were classified as chattel. They were just classified as non-human beings. But on September 17th, 1787, Article 1, Section 3 of the Constitution says these people are classified as 3/5 of a person. Native Americans were not counted at all. On January 1st, 1863, enslaved Africans in Confederate states were declared free. African Americans buried Union and Confederate soldiers without just compensation. African American slave labor built the U.S. Capitol. On December 6th, 1865, all slave laborers were declared free with the 13th Amendment. But that was it. In 1896, the case of Plessy versus Ferguson legalized segregation. In 1954, Brown versus the Board of Education declared segregation illegal, but was not enforced. The Civil Rights Act of 1964 finally gave people the right to vote. We should forgive, but not forget past history. I'm glad there's a Black History Month. I'm glad there's Juneteenth. The things I was taught by my 7th grade history teacher, Mr. Rooney, said, slaves in the South had it better than white workers in the North. That's what he told me. But I still remember Dr. Martin Luther King's word, a person should be judged out of character. Okay, see. I just want to end up with this last thing. Questions: why are more African Americans ticketed by police? Why are more African men and women murdered, killed, and harassed by law enforcement? I was in Ireland not too long ago. I asked a policeman, why don't you carry guns? And he told me, we're not here to shoot people, we're here to protect them. Give it up for Warren.
Okay, so next up, Wendy, do I say paper? Papier, Bernstein.
And this is her first time here, so this is her round. Wendy.
Yes, it's pretty incredible for me. First time here, had no idea at all what to expect. And I'm kind of surprised. Today I'm Wendy, and this is just a poem. Past, present, future. Give tense a name. Grant time its frame. We turn our heads and see behind, or look ahead to see what waits. And what eyes see, we often find when time has no clear gates. My legacy for all of time would be a balanced bill, an even-footed hill. And in the meantime, between the place of least and most, amidst come and go, pre and post, stormy rain and silent frame, my arms and legs seek ground to claim, give earth a name, shape sense from senseless game. Thank you.
Thank you and welcome. Next up is Kim Nowakowski. Yes? Yes. Okay.
Moments in time. Dancing alone in our garden, Nana spun and laughed as her feet darkened from the rich, wet soil. Dropping my school bag, throwing off my shoes and socks, I ran to her, my smile reaching all the way to my toes. We clasped hands as we spun endlessly, falling to the ground. Laughter filled the air, mingling with the sweet perfume of the wildflowers. Speaking quietly to me as she held my face, this, my dear, is what life is about. It isn't lived in books. It's lived in little moments like this. I stood still, glancing at my book bag, torn. She turned my face to hers. Release your soul for a little longer. Feel the sunlight on your face. Inhale this moment in time, she said as she gently laid me down. My head cleared as I tilted it ever upward. Don't be confined by the books and four walls. Sway with the gentle breeze. Greet the buzzing bee. Touch the flowers as their petals open ever reaching for the sun. Hear the songbirds lament, smell the rich soil, feel the warmth of the sun. They have all been waiting just for you. Silently, hands held tight, we lay as time seemed to slow. As I sat up, the air around me swirled, tickling my nose. It was then that I realized Nana had gone, soaring amongst the clouds, arms flung wide, her curly hair swaying this way and that, while she laughed with boundless delight. No doubt greeting birds as they passed, taking in the sun as long as it lasted. Smiling wryly, I watched a bee wiggling with delight for its sweet nectar treat. Listening to the chatter of the songbirds, I realized that I had never heard anything so lyrical before. Smelling the richness of the soil mixed with the sweet perfume of the flower bed, I took a slow, deep breath in. With my senses now truly awakened, I stood, arms stirring the soft, gentle breeze as my face soaked in the sun's rays. Swaying with the tall wildflowers, breathing in my surroundings, I smiled. And yes, I thought everything else could wait as I savored my moment in time.
So why don't we do one more in here, and then Claire will go to you on Zoom. And also I noticed some people came in after I took this down. Is there anybody who didn't write down their name? Okay, I'll come back there. So next up is Wayne Barr.
Give it up loudly for Wayne. I bet you can go louder.
All right, this is a poem, and the title is My Mother. All my life, I wanted someone else around, but not too much, not too close. You were married to a man who slammed doors in your face and never gave you any pocket money. Together, the two of you produced 3 boys and a troubled daughter. You were overwhelmed. As your oldest son, I sensed the deep distress early on. Our connection, however skewed, must have been important. Why else would we repeat the face-off scene so many times? Money-wise, I had been making my own since I was 11. Awkward and miserable at 15, a whirlpool of want and need spun tight into resentment, I stood in your rainy day kitchen, and I found it not okay to listen to the litany for the 10,000th and 10th time. Your dad and I gave up our whole lives for you kids, and you never appreciate anything. I didn't ask to be born. The slap stung. I slapped you back. A boy should never slap his mother. But then again, whose rules had we been playing by? It was the tension of the push and pull. You pulling me toward, me pushing away. I was too young to understand you were just as afraid of being alone as I was of not daring to claim my freedom. All my life, I wanted someone else around, but not too much, not too close.
Okay, Claire, we're gonna go to Zoom.
Okay, thank you very much, Jen. We have just a few poets from Zoom today. We're going to start with Bob Hayes, followed by Megan Deutsch, and then Jill Drum. And then we'll go back to the room and then another set from Zoom. If you haven't put your name in the chat and would like to read, please do so now. But there he is. All welcome Bob Hayes.
Hi. Thanks to the features, they were great. And hi to Chip and all the poetry sheet staff. I'm losing the names right now. This is called Young and All Alone. Left home at 14, had no money or mean, was on his own, always felt alone. In the daytime bustle, he did his hustle, got a bit of loose change to ease his hunger pains. Crimes on the street were tough, some cops could be rough. Burrowed in the subways at night, out of society's sight. Usually slept on a bench or train, beat being out in snow or rain. Often were startled to his feet by the transit cop on the beat. Somehow he got through the night to start another day's fight. Thank you.
Thanks very much. We're going to go to Megan Deutsch now.
Hi, thanks. Great to be here. Congratulations, Chip. This poem is called Shoreline. Stand at the edge of the sea. Sand holds impressions. Your toes, the steps of a sandpiper, a stick's-etched voyage, the scallop trace of retreating tide. You are the blend of sand and water, firm enough to hold your shape, flexible enough to change. You are the sand that builds strong castles. You are not the sugar sand sifted by breeze, nor the mud compacted by the deep ocean of expectations with no room to spread. You are the in-between, shifting, not erased. The margins hold your power. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Megan. And now we have Jill Drum.
Hi, thank you, Claire, Marie, and Chip for hosting, and congratulations to Chip on Poet Laureate, and thank you to the two featured poets. Very inspiring. My poem is called In the Time of COVID, A Busted Wrist. Blue, white, pink, orange, ribbon the sky. Resenting the couched cage of my confinement, I require this safe haven, the quiet nest to rest the broken wing, the pain keeping time until I can fly. I anticipate participation when the world awakens and I spread these long winged feathers wide and discover my sky. I wait, I watch for ribbons of sun to reappear and illuminate my way. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jill. That was lovely. And I'm going to turn it back to Jen. I think we have a lot of readers from the room, and then we'll come back here for our final three readers, unless somebody else wants to sign up in the chat. And I too would like to thank both features today.
Okay. Well, I don't like to play favorites, so I'm not going to say that this next person is one of my favorites. Okay, so this is one of the founders of Poetry Street, and he's not one of my favorite poets. Robert Bubby Brown.
Oh, I love my favorite. Give it up to Bubby Brown. Oh, one time.
And what he does in his name, what I said before too. We know who it was.
Okay, I'm just crashing the party here, but I just have to say, I just love this man so much. He is like a mentor to me, and I'm just so happy just to be here because of him. And thank you so much, so much, so much, so much.
Now read a good one.
Oh, good.
our guest. It's been too long since we heard from Coyote. I just love what she does. I've been a fan of Dr. Lindamichelle Baron for a long, long time. And I'm just glad to be here. You know, and Warren, happy birthday. This is something that I just put together, and the title is probably longer than the poem. I know I can't beat Father Time. I just want him to know that he's been in a fight. I want him to know he's been in a fight. I don't know what's coming. Can't tell what's in tomorrow. So I'm gonna grin and laugh today, 'cause tomorrow just may bring sorrow. Sometimes my legs ache when I walk. I can't help the way that they feel. So I keep on striding step by step. It's better than a chair with wheels. I had to burst out laughing at myself. Thank God I was all alone, trying to switch the channels on my TV, pushing buttons on my cordless phone. I've even stopped being embarrassed when I haven't heard a word you've said. 20 minutes ago, I realized my hearing aid batteries went dead. It's become a daily occurrence. I walk through an open door, stand in the middle of the room, and say, "What the hell I come in here for?" Woke up this morning feeling kind of feisty. Chased my wife around the house in private, like the proverbial dog chasing a car. If you catch it, he can't drive it. Father Time daily dispenses pain, sometimes for no good reason. He feels that after a certain age, you've entered curtain season. Sometimes the pain surprises me, comes up from out of nowhere. If not for that surprising pain, I forgot that part was even there. Aspirin, Aleve, or Tylenol for pain that I can't kill. CVS or Walmart pharmacies for pain they have a pill. For the time I know I can't win the war, as sure as the heaven holds the stars. I know you'll take me down in the end, but damn it, you're gonna have some scars.
Okay, so we'll do one more in here and then we'll go to Claire on Zoom. Susan, I don't know how to pronounce your last name, Samarata?
Give it up for Susan. Susan's one of the nicest people you'll ever meet. He's such a nice spirit.
Anyway, this one I think I shared the first time I was here. I'm not sure. It's called Lifting the Cloud of Darkness. We are a tapestry of brilliant colors of skin, weaved into an extraordinary pattern of humankind. Intricately knitted into the center of this magnificent work of art is one message, the message of divine love. Interwoven strands of diverse faiths and religions entwined with those of no faith or religion. A sundry of sacred scrolls passed down thousands of years are plated one with the other in our spiritual quest for the truth. We turn to the noble words in every ancient doctrine, the Bible, the Torah, the Quran, the Vedas, and the Pali Canon. Even the configuration of the heavenly planets. Bordering this masterpiece of distinct traditions and religious observances, one may don a turban, a yarmulke, a scarf, a veil, or even an elaborate headdress made of eagle feathers and buffalo hide. One may need to cover their head, their face, their arms, their legs. But let us not cover our heart. Let us walk in the footsteps of the wise who have paved the way by their supreme sacrifice and courage. May we have the wisdom of the Buddha, the compassion of Jesus, the grace of Mother Mary, the empathy of Mahatma Gandhi, the perseverance of Nelson Mandela, the devotion of Mother Teresa, the simple joy of Desmond Tutu, the fortitude of Martin Luther King. May we, you and I, find the courage, the will, the strength to lift this dark cloud of hatred. May compassion eradicate despicable cruelty. May generosity dispel the shadow of greed. May decency extinguish the stupidity of bigotry. May humanity obliterate brutality. May virtue expunge evilness. May integrity abolish corruption. May ultimate truth dismantle deceit. May sympathetic joy efface envy. May justice eradicate inequity. May equality for all eliminate the inequality for some. May wisdom lead us through the darkness of ignorance. May we, you and I, join our hands together, our brilliant hands of brilliant colors of skin. May we together lift the dark cloud of hatred and let the light of divine love shine through. Shanti, Shalom, peace, Namaste, Sadhu. Thank you.
That was the best.
That was lovely. Okay, so we'll go to Claire. I think you have 3. We have 3 more in here, and then we'll bring the features back for an encore. Claire?
Wonderful. Thank you, Jen. I'm going to ask a longtime poetry open micer to please unmute Maria. And if I ask you all to put your last name in the chat, it's because I want you to be found on the bookshelves in the libraries when your books are published, unless of course you are a one-name poet. But I bring you Maria Anderson.
Hi. Okay. This is called Answering the Best I Can. Do you remember on Long Island, after we would evacuate, we would play in the eye of the hurricanes, standing perfectly still in the clear middle, watching the chaos around us, partially in awe, partially terrified. We knew we couldn't stop what was coming, but we knew we were safe. Going to the aquarium and watching the people swim with the sharks, and our hearts would stop. What if they got attacked, or what if their helmet came off and they drowned? But it never happened. They always came back up, always unharmed, always laughing. Or watching a scary movie. You know the people are going to die. You know the killer's behind the door, but you jump anyway, every time. You're standing in an empty field in the middle of a tornado. There's thunder, there's lightning. The winds are going 90 miles an hour. You see the swirling all around you. You see the houses come down. You see the cars get ripped away. You see the animals and the people run for cover, and you can't move. You have no way to defend yourself or protect yourself. You stand there and watch as the world around you disappears. Every thought is, what if I'm not good enough for them? What if I hurt them? You want to run, but you know they need you and you can't move. You want to give them everything, but at the same time, you're so overwhelmed and stressed that you can do nothing. You want to feel nothing, but you feel everything. Every cry pierces your head like a knife. You can't get it to stop. And simultaneously, you want nothing more than to pick them up and hold them in your arms for the rest of their life. And then a little voice says, "Mommy." And suddenly the skies are clear and it's warm and it's calm. And you're standing on a beach with your feet buried in the sand as the waves come up and splash over your whole body. Part of you feels like you're drowning, but part of you feels like you're floating with the waves. You've become the ocean. And it's the most peaceful feeling ever. And all of that chaos melts away like it was never there in the first place. And it's simultaneously the most overwhelming and calming thing to go through. But that's the best way I can describe my postpartum depression.
Thank you so much, Maria, and we all miss you.
Hey, Claire, before we go to someone else on Zoom, I just have to say Maria Anderson is on our film, Poetry Street on the Road, the film, which is on our website, poetrystreetontheroad.com. And also Bubby's on there as well. Thank you, Maria.
All right, and now we will go to John James.
Greetings, everyone. I want to say happy 11th anniversary to Poetry Street. And also congratulations to my Chip Williford for becoming Suffolk County's next Poet Laureate. I'm so proud of him. And I'm sorry I couldn't be there with you all. As you can imagine, there's a lot of festivities happening around our house, so I'm cooking. In any case, I write poetry in the form of lyrics and melody. I'm a musician, singer, songwriter, and I want to share something with you briefly that I am working on for my latest EP. It's called The Tallest of All Towers. I wrote it with people like Coyote Lee, the features, and Dr. Baron in mind. So I hope you like it. I'll be brief. Can you hear that little bit of music? It's okay, you'll hear me.
Yeah.
Who you are, no matter what they say. Oh no, they cannot erase or take your place. Truth is the true power. Yes, it is. It's the tallest of all towers. It's ours. Listen, took many hands to build this place. Architects of the human race, mother of us all. Creation, your descendants of the greatest. Love what you're made of and made with. You became the target. You know why? Because you're the exception, cradle of civilization. They knew and appropriate. Yes, they do. Yet you invent and innovate. You're so gifted, you're brilliant, no matter what they say. Oh, no, no, no. They cannot erase or take your place. Truth is the true power. Yes, it is. It's the tallest of all towers. It's ours. Thank you.
Thank you so much, John. And we're glad you're here with us today. I'm going to send you back to the room.
Yeah, Claire, are you going to read?
I forgot all about me.
Okay.
And also, we got to have the ambassador piece, say something. I know she's on there.
I woke up this morning and learned that I had over 1,000 friends with Facebook. What an awesome surprise. And I don't know anything really too much about Facebook. So I hit something that said you have no friends, but I did leave a message. So moving along. Thank you for having me. Such a blessing. Ephesians 6:12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. I am your mother. Heaven is from whence I come. Layeth your weary body upon my bosom, dear child, and let me feed you his word that ye may drink of faith and endure till thy kingdom come. This is our country. We are not giving it up. This is based on democracy. We shall not give it up. This is our country. We will not give it up. For God, yes, He did bless America. If because we have red, black, and green, red, white, and blue, and every other color within our hue. For God, yes, He did bless America. If you are in our country, help out. To be here is a miracle. Home, brave, free. For God, yes, He did bless America. He did design her. He does provide her. For God, yes, He did bless America. For God, yes, He did bless America. Hebrews 11, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not yet seen. James 2:26, for as the body without spirit is dead, so faith without works is dead also. Luke 1:37, for with God, nothing shall be impossible. I thank you. Amen.
Thank you so much, Ambassador of Peace.
Thank you.
And I will read one short poem. So you know, I consider myself a working poet, which means I work at a job over 40 hours a week.
Oh, bless her heart. Let me
I take care of my dad, and I come here for my poetry lab. So this is my poem for today. It'll get better. Bill Moyers died, and yes, I cried. Another white man in his early 90s. But oh, he was so much more than that. He died far too soon for my liking. He taught me the language of life and saved me from those suicide poets of years past. I learned that the two national pastimes of Nicaragua are baseball 1 and poetry 2nd. I engaged in deep, thoughtful, and hours-long conversations with Bill Moyers without ever having to utter a word. We are blessed so much has been caught on tape, and if you listen, you may find he was a superhero without a cape. Bill Moyers died, and yes, I cried. Thank you. And now we'll go back. There we are.
Okay, so somebody who I've never met before. Have you been here before?
Yes.
Okay, welcome, Uncle Dre.
Let's give it up again for Uncle Dre. Uncle Dre don't play. Not today.
Good afternoon, everyone. We're doing well. Great jobs. Great jobs to teach poets. I met Lindamichelle Baron. I think she was like 5 years old back in 1991 when I was a young teacher, and she was doing This Is the Way. So good job. And I didn't even know we had Luther here, man. We had John. I don't know James' last name, but he sure should have been Vandross.
My husband.
Oh, man, oh man.
What did you say?
Well, the poem I'll be doing today is called Juneteenth is the Power. Juneteenth is the power I give, the power I have, the power I rescind. Juneteenth is the power I live, the power from the power trends. Juneteenth is the power I bend, the power that is spoken about, the power that's hid. Juneteenth is the power, my friend, the power of all, so no power to lend. The power of the people who was changed, my friend. The power of the people who was changed, my friend. The power of the people who has changed again. Juneteenth symbolizes the power to grin, the power of hope, the power to begin, the power to forgive. Juneteenth. Power, my friend, the power to build, the power to end, the end of the travesties in sin. Juneteenth is the power, friend. The power of knowledge, the power of chagrin. Juneteenth is the power, my friend. The power of lies, the power of denies, the power separate in the glow of the eyes. Juneteenth is the power, my friend. The power of hate, the power of wrecking, the power of bait, the power of recourse, the power of late. The power from chains, the power of freedom, the power to name, the power to recall, the power to regain, power to terminate, power to pain. The power in the laws, the power to restrain, the power to forget, the power of the insane, power of blood, the power of the trade, the power of the powerless, power of brave. The power of the teachings, the power of retrain, the power of the people, the people of the word, the power of the lie, the power of the absurd, the power of poetry, power of prose, the power of the poet who definitely knows, the power of Juneteenth, the power of soul, the power of strength, the power of ego, the power of our nation, the power of faith, the power of God, the power of forgiveness, the power of repent, the power of the rope, the power of the whip, power of fools, power of men, power of hope, power to men, power of mercy, power of prayer, the power of this poem, power, amen. Juneteenth is the power, power.
Wow.
Wow.
I hate to follow that, but it's actually my turn to read. So my name is Jen Senft. We will have me, and then Chip, and then we will go back to the featured poets for their encores. So I will introduce mine. So I've been writing a memoir in verse, and I have not read many of the poems at all, actually, because I'm afraid they don't stand on their own. But I did bring one in for today. This, I think it stands on its own. This is called Collect Calls. Sorry. When M calls collect, I said, accept the charges. Roommates complied, nonchalant and unquestioning. Why should they suspect the calls came from Hades? Alone, I heard his voice, sharp as the powdered razor, dangerous as nighttime in prurient after-hours bars. He spoke of grotesque scenes, and I assumed untold others. My imagination fused filth of visiting rooms with folklore. Why would roommates assume recurrent collect calls elicited nausea and self-hatred? Jen, he spoke over the operator. This same voice had told me he was there because of me, had chosen trial over flight, to be near me. My father was a hero, I believed, and I the reason he was in this inferno, crowded with criminal souls and sentries at barred gates, while I survived like Orpheus, responsible for the death of innocent Eurydice. He called collect, for he was no longer in Paris, nor Dubai, nor at Art Basel, dismissing me. Accept the charges, I said, which naturally should not bring to mind a strip search. Yes, sorry, I still have a job to do. So next up is our brand new Suffolk County Poet Laureate, my dear friend, Chip Williford.
Oh wow. Oh wow. What a world I'm in. I tell you. I'm just like overwhelmed with gratitude and warm feelings, and it's because of you all, the poetry community. I thank you so much. Thank you. I love that feedback, that love. So give it to me, give it to me, give it to me, baby. All right. So tomorrow at the Walt Whitman birthplace at 4 o'clock to 6, the official ceremony of passing the poet laureate twig. Uh, Deborah Hauser will be passing the twig on to me, and I invite you all to please come. It's at 4 o'clock at 246 Old Whitman Birthplace, Old Whitman Road. I'm sorry, in Huntington. Okay. This is entitled Tap, Tap, Tap. It's about grief. The birds are chirping, although I only hear the silence very loudly. I was looking blindly within myself. Random thoughts ran rapidly through my mind. I stared at a motionless ocean of words. I could never say the quandary of just how complicated my simple life came to be without you here with me. I know I was leaning on the edge of a futureless past. I was stuck, still, with the mustard seed of hope for tomorrow. Without stumbling through today, I searched for answers to questions for peace of mind. I even prayed. Tap, 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 I heard. Chirping birds singing praises of a life without a care. My beloved was dead, and I felt devastated, overwhelmed with pain. I was furious that the day went on. The sun rose with a spectacular glaze of purple and red. Birds had the nerve to sing, and the sun rose without any sign of rain while I was in so much pain. How could I comprehend such a loss? I watched astutely as they cheerfully played, then swiftly flew away. I admired them. Even with a bit of envy, I wish I could be like the birds. To myself did I say. Tap, tap, tap. That's it, I said, enough. Enough of drowning in a lake of sadness and waves of sorrow, kicking myself, hitting my pillow. I must do as the birds. Although I can't sing like the birds, this is true. Tap. I know I'm alive and the day is new. I must lift my wings and try to fly too. Tap, tap, tap. I sat up on the side of my bed and placed my feet to the floor. Tap. I took your photo from beneath my pillow and placed it in the dresser drawer over there. Tap, tap. No longer will I lay here still, stalled in a futureless past, with tomorrow's promise held hostage as today ticks away with the aroma of life shifting and sifting away the stench of regrets. Thank you.
Before we go back to Claire, I just want to say we want to celebrate Chip and the 11th anniversary of Poetry Street. So we do have cookies and brownies up there. So everybody who's in here, and I'm sorry, everybody there can't take part, but everybody who's in here, stay a little bit after. And as Chip said, tomorrow is the passing of the twig. I don't know what a twig is, but I'm sure it's really important because that's when he becomes our new Suffolk County Poet Laureate. Walt Whitman birthplace, Huntington, 4 p.m. tomorrow. Come support Chip. And so stay after.
And now we're going to bring back our features. Okay, did you guys really like Coyote Lee? I don't think you did. Did you really like Coyote Lee? Let me hear you because I liked her. And I think we should bring her back. Come on back, Coyote. Coyote Lee.
Yes, sir, and ma'ams. Hi, everybody. Okay, so Y'all just so inspired me and changed everything I thought I was going to do. So thank you for the inspiration, because I'm not doing anything I thought I was about to do. Right. Where do we start? All right, so I'm going to bring a few short poems. A few. This poem that I'll start with, has anyone, well, I don't know how many people may have had it in their homes, or maybe your parents, but there's a lot of pictures I find where there's it's a significant like Black art where they have the Nefertiti's, they have the pyramids, and sometimes they'll have like the mother and daughter playing at the piano, right? So this poem was inspired by that particular picture. This picture was given to me by my mom, and at the time, we were rebuilding our relationship. We all grow up, and sometimes our parents have to get to know who's in front of them, and we have to relearn how to respect our parents even as an adult, because that's still a thing until the day you die. But anyway, this poem was inspired from that. So I heard a picture, I saw a song, I felt pride as her mother, I felt loved as her own. A story was felt as that scene stood still. I was lost in a familiar moment that was created but never lived. I walked away, trying to break myself from what I just felt, but I only ran straight ahead into another picture that filled my heart. Shit, it took up half the space to be seen. It was a scene. That woman gave me that picture because she didn't know how to give me that moment. And still that scene happened as I walked past it. A place where she knows how to love me. A song that is new every time that little girl plays it. A space where we never grow up. We only grow closer. I was lost in a moment. I was lost in a moment that will always be on repeat, but it never happened. Always on repeat, but never happened. This is a moment I can hold dear in my mind and keep it on repeat. And I'll just lie and say it happened. I heard a picture. I saw a song. I felt pride as her mother, and I felt loved as her own. Woo! My next poem, excuse me, I have to turn my screen sideways for a moment. Oh, also, I don't know if she's still on here. I just want to say thank you to first of all, John, I wasn't going to sing, but you did it. You did it. So it's happening. Yeah. And and I forgot her name, and I don't even know if she's on here, but to the woman who did that poem with the scriptures, thank you, because I felt like somebody opened up the door and said, it's okay to go ahead and speak a couple of poems that, it's been on my mind. But so this one right here is called For My True Believers. Little rough, so bear with me. This one right here is for my true believers. Casting out demons, walking above it, give it to God and never pick it back up. Mama, grandma, daddy, grandpa, sister, they always said, if you don't remember one thing, not one scripture in your head, keep this. If you're going to pray, then don't worry. If you're going to worry, then don't pray. No weapon formed against me can prosper. Always remember, give thanks. I say, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I can't fear any evil, for God is my very breath. I'm too simple to be mindful and too real to be fake. I went to school with some demons and they was around my hood and my way. Couldn't call it because I might F it up. Didn't want to invite negative stuff, but now that I'm grown and I know what's up, I wish a mother would. I do. And as you can see, the self-control is keeping me like I should. Mouth in check and my tongue keeping it good. Because I'm a hood kind of favorite, a ghetto kid, a ghetto kind of famous, welcomed on that main street. God is up and through my whole team. I'm a slow cook kind of queen. I cook with good seasonings. Don't come for me when I sing, because I'll drop some rap and some rhyme on the whole thing. Yeah, that's my thing. But see, here's the issue I need to address. You easy. Name brands with them tags. You ain't popped off. I see you wearing that. Good Hood Dreams. It's the same thing. Another bum person doing the same thing. You easy. You give me a harder target because you easy. You ain't a demon. You ain't a demon. You a mind that's departed. Half of y'all don't know you possess because you don't meditate. You don't pray. You don't confess. You don't even know your spirit is a spirit, and it's a mess. This one right here is for my true believers. You believe there is a higher power. You believe you came from something bigger than the galaxy or your wallet. You believe that Buddha, God, and Jesus all cool with each other. And you believe it or not, whether you believe it or not, they're connected to each other. If you don't do nothing else after I'm done, I'm asking you, believe in something, someone. Don't be easy, because there's plenty of evil waiting and watching to snatch the vulnerable and your name brands and your fast life and even your oblivious one. Thank you.
I'm just loving it.
One more.
Yes.
Hey, Coyote, can you do one more, please?
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. So actually, if it's okay, and let me know it's okay, because I'm switching screens again, so I can't see you.
It's okay.
I'm going to do this poem, and then I'm going to go into a song, and unless Chip tells me to, I'll be done. This one is called Ladylike Hands. Turn the screen sideways so it can stop looking crazy. Chip told me to keep my screen sideways. Okay. I hear your concern and opinion for me to be as ladylike as I look. I can't engage in long nails and pretty designs because my hands have responsibilities that I can't avoid. It just does. My hands can't afford to be too soft to the touch. No matter how much I wash my hands, they'll still be dirty every day. No matter how much care I give to them, they'll be rough to the touch, soft, nurturing. I have tight grip. I hold. I'm this because I'm adaptable. I'm me because of how I hold on to life. I'm me because I'm standing still. I'm me. Ain't it nice? Ain't I nice with it? I'm me. Beautiful but strong, gentle but stern. I'm what every man hopes is raising his child. And I'm the mask that every woman, mother or not, puts on so no stranger gets too close or too wild. I'm the warrior queen, Deborah, who won every battle because she only gripped her sword and led her armies when God said to go. So sometimes I have to say no. These hands don't tell me when to go. Sometimes they have to say no. My hands is not rough like my ancestors who picked cotton or sugar canes. My hands are the vessel used to nurture the seed. My hands are the vessel used to nurture the seed and protect the future waiting. My hands are that holds new life. I can't afford for them to be too soft to the touch. My hands are that hold new life. I can't afford for them to be too soft to the touch. Thank you for your concern and thank you for your opinion, but it's okay for these hands to be a little rough. Now, because this is definitely an anniversary, and as I did say in the beginning, I ain't a poet. I'm a public speaker, spoken word artist, and I like controversy, right? When it comes down to getting across to people. If I don't move you, then I'm not doing something right. And it doesn't always have to be controversial, but if I don't move you, I'm not doing something right. Anyway, I say this to say, I would like to end in song, but instead of causing controversy, I would like to cause a little union. So I don't have a track. So for those of you who know the songs, feel free to sing along to what you know. But yeah, let's bring it all together. First one is by Maze. Second one is by Whitney Houston. Can't understand why we treat each other in this way. Oh, you're taking our time. with the silly, silly games we play. Oh, we've got our love, and no matter how it's said or done, oh, we are one. No matter what we do, we are one. Love will see us through, we are one. And that's the way it is. Sometimes I feel that we try to make each other sad. The things we do, how we make each other feel so bad. We've got so much. We could all be having so much fun. But oh, we are one. From the very start, we are one. Deep down in your heart, we are one. And that's the way it is. 'Cause your love is my love, and my love is your love. It would take an eternity to break us. It would take a whole starship to hold us. Your love is my love, and my love is your love. It would take an eternity to break us, and the chains of Amistad couldn't hold us. If tomorrow is Judgment Day, oh, and I'm standing on the front line, oh, and the Lord asks me what I did with my life, I would say I spent it with you. If I wake up in World War III, I see destruction and poverty, and I feel like I wanna go home. It's okay, 'cause you're coming with me. Say your love is my love, and my love is your love. It'll take an eternity to break us, and the chains of Amistad couldn't hold us. Your love is my love, and my love is your love. It'll take an eternity to break us, and the chains of Amistad couldn't hold us. If I lose my fame and fortune, really lose my fame, and I'm homeless on the streets, and I'm sleeping in Grand Central Station, it's okay if you're sleeping with me. As the years they pass us by, we stay young through each other's eyes. And no matter how old we get, it's okay as long as I got you, babe. 'Cause your love is my love, and my love is your love. It'll take an eternity to break us. It'll take a whole starship to hold us. Your love is my love, and my love is your love. It'll take an eternity to break us, and the chains of Amistad couldn't hold us. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Coyote Lee, ladies and gentlemen. All right, and now we're going to ask Poet Laureate of Hempstead, Dr. Lindamichelle Baron.
I'm just waiting for the one-woman show for Coyote. Oh my God.
Isn't she amazing? Lower your camera, please.
Oh my
so we can see your beautiful face.
I don't have. Oh, what happened?
Yeah, there we go. All right, now we see all of it. Yes.
Oh, absolutely. in awe of this beautiful woman and this extraordinary, multifaceted, multi-talented young lady. Mwah, just sending love. I'll share two before I go. And one is really just called You Go, God. And it says, when I think of what I haven't done, I get depressed. Despite what some others call success, I revisit every move I've made. Then I second guess, suppose, what if, perhaps, I confess, I wind up labeling myself a hot mess. Yet, like you, I am so wonderfully blessed. God takes me off of my self-imposed shelf. He looks at the label I've assigned to myself. He checks all my ingredients. He knows what he created. He approves each one of the ingredients I have berated. He takes me, his creation, and handles me with such care. He reminds me that everything I need is in here, right inside of me where he placed it. None of my issues or self-doubts can erase it. Don't forget, he is the head chef. He is the source. Where do I get off thinking I'm the boss? If I want to fulfill the work that he has assigned, I need to get out of his way and get aligned. I'm not in charge. Let go and let God. It's the devil trying to make the work seem too hard. The devil tries to make a slam dunk. You could almost see him smile when all my money shrunk and hear him ridicule every thought I had ever thunk, like he was sending my dreams out to drive drunk, just to make me feel as if all hope had sunk. Have you ever been there, filled with despair, bemoaning the fact that life isn't fair, thinking that your situation is beyond repair, measuring your problems as too big for prayer? Well, get thee behind me, Satan. Remember this and do not discard. It may be too much for us, but nothing is too hard for God. So, last poem I want to share today would be one I did the other day when you saw me, Chip. It's one that I really wrote way back in the day, but I still think it resonates, at least for me. Still, in a stage of becoming. I love Michelle Obama's book, Becoming, because I hope that I will always be becoming, so I can always be more than whatever it is I am, so I can be more of what he's made me to be. But this poem is called And Free. And I really talk to myself often about reminding me of the strength from which we've come, the ancestors upon whose shoulders I stand. So this is the poem, and it just says, when I load the dishwasher or clean with potions that do windows, plus a whole lot more, and rubber gloves that protect my polished hands, and decide between this and that for machine washed whites. When I unthaw the frozen vegetables, the meat, or reheat the TV or whatever kind of dinner, or just uncan some soup, then complain about being tired after working, 9 to 5 in man-tailored suits and toe-squeezing heels. When I debate what kind of way I wear my hair, wig or fro, or some wet look, or contemplate which outfit to wear and when, while beating the mirror in unleashed anger for exposing my excess weight. There is a part of me that spits out its disgust Where is the woman? How did she tie herself to fads and ads of inconsequence? Where is the woman? How did she release herself from the memories of her mothers who lived one choice to deal and how to deal. And that choice prenatally determined. Where is the woman whose mothers enslaved, black, cotton picking, whips guard, head wrapped, body worn, footbed mothers breastfed and cuddled cotton colored children, only to watch them grow to enslave her own? Where is the woman whose mothers unmanicured, unpolished, unlotioned hands built a country for a full-time job, embraced a family on stolen time, and attempted to attract God's attention on the side? And all of this for me to grow and be a woman strong and free. There is a part of me that spits out its disgust and searches for that woman strong and free.
Wow.
It was such a pleasure, Chip, and all. First, I have to really congratulate you. I thank all the poets. I certainly am thankful that Paula never lets us down with being there to support us. And I am so just in love with my my poet that I love so much, and just meeting her today. Thank you all, and what a blessing.
Thank you so much, Dr. Lindamichelle Baron, Hempstead Poet Laureate. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Coyote Lee. Such powerful, powerful, powerful presentations today in this room and also on Zoom. I just want to remind you that tomorrow at the Walt Whitman birthplace, 4:00 p.m., come on, come see them pass that Poet Laureate twig to honor me. I'm really looking forward to serving Suffolk County as your next Poet Laureate. And I want to thank Jen Senft. Didn't she do an incredible job filling in for Maggie? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you all on Zoom. Yay! Great job!